Hello and welcome to Solo Guitars. Solo has recently expanded its selection to include raw necks and blank fretboards. This means that there's now more opportunity and flexibility to essentially build guitars from scratch. So in order to be able to do that, you'll need some fretting tools. What I'm going to show you today is a small modular setup that I've created for fret work. This is a compact unit that doesn't have to clutter your workspace at all times. You can move it in and out of the area and it'll get the job done in terms of putting fret slots in and bending frets if you need them. This is great for setting up with your fretboard blanks. You can also get all of your fret wire from Solo Music Gear, as well as a fret saw, which you'll need, and a method of putting the frets in, whether that's a hammer or a press. All available from Solo Guitars. So let's take a look at the setup. All right, here it is, a very simple setup to create. I've simply taken a 2x6. I happen to have a pressure treated piece sitting around, but you don't have to do that. You just need something reasonably sturdy. I've bolted on the miter station, which is a beautiful item that allows you to cut fret slots nice and straight, completely perpendicular to the fretboard, and you don't have to worry about your saw going out of square. And then of course, we've got our fret bender as well to bend your frets. You want to bend your frets so that they're radiused slightly more than the fretboard itself, and that way you don't have to worry about the ends coming up. So we've got a beautiful figured ebony fretboard blank here. This is a Solo Pro fretboard blank, and we'll just take a look at this. So what you do is you put this in, you'll have marked it of course, and get it set up nicely, tighten it into place using the clamps that come right on this thing. And then you can proceed to use your fret saw from Solo to do your sawing work. I recommend that you mark your fret saw so that you don't go too deep. But the fret saw just slides in here nicely, and you know that it's going to move vertically when you go to saw through. Keep in mind that the Solo Pro fretboards, like any other fretboard blanks, do come completely flat. So you will need to put a radius in them when the time comes. And you can do that, of course, using one of the Hosco radius blocks. This is a combination. It's got a 10-inch radius on one side and a 12 on the other. So you attach your sandpaper or hold your sandpaper in place, and you can sand your radius right into the board. Once you have your fret slots created, you can clean them out using the Hosco tool that we have available from Solo Guitars to make sure that you don't have any sawdust in your way. That also goes for if you're replacing frets. You can clean out your fret slots after you've taken them out. And then you can put in your new frets using either one of the fretting hammers available from Solo Guitars, or alternatively, my preference, the fret press. There's also an option for a caul that goes into a drill press. We have several of these available. They come in a set with every radius that you need. And then of course, if your fretboard is positioned on the neck already, you can use a pre-shaped base on here. And if it isn't, well, there's a flat one available as well, which works for some necks, for example, the wizard style necks, and it also, of course, works for right on the fretboard.